Okay, let's all stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. All right, we'll have a prayer here. I'm going to say the blessing tonight. Lord, I thank you for your blessings on us. Thank you for your faithfulness to us, God. We ask you that you'll bless our meeting tonight. Help us that we can make good, sound decisions. We ask you to direct us in everything that we do, that we can be in your will, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. It's 6:01. We need approval of the October 21st meeting minutes. Anybody got any questions or comments on that? Okay, motion by Danny, second by Kevin. All in favor? Or as a sleepover, I thought maybe. All right, we move on to new business. Roads monthly report. Zach.
Yes, we've been busy with various tasks. We did finish up patch paving over the base failures on Carmen Creek. Bushwhacking, we've completed bushwhacking on Radcliffe Road and Dawkins Lane. We are currently on Wolfpen Branch Road. Ditch work and cleaning out culverts. We've been working on cleaning out ditches and culverts and cutting in new ditches where it is needed to help keep the water off the roadway. Grading gravel roads. We've also been grading. We've got the grader back out and we're trying to get over all the gravel roads and get them back in shape before winter. And also hauling rock after running the grader if needed. Pothole patching and replacing signs. The crew has been filling potholes and replacing signs that are missing or damaged. Also, we did a culvert pipe extension over on Heron Creek Road to help get the water away from the road shoulder. There's a lot of cross pipes around the county that are too short, and after a while it causes the road shoulder to wash out. So we've been, if we can add extensions to the pipe instead of tearing out the good pipe, that's what we've been doing, if possible.
That makes it a whole lot better if we can get that pipe out another 4 or 5 foot away from the edge of that road. It keeps that road from breaking off. We can put channel liner around it and make it look good too. So that's really improved, I feel. Anybody got any questions for Zach?
So I had a complaint down on Union Church where it's kind of washing down the hillside and kind of washing on the road a little bit. I don't know if you ever got a chance to look at it. And then where it's breaking down on above the beams, it's breaking. I know it's going to be a costly fix. Maybe looking at getting some beams installed, keep it from falling down on the hillside.
Yes, that'll be. We'd have to get OVA to do that. Nothing we can do, but we can look into it and see. That's very expensive to do that. We spent a whole lot of money on Union Church last time when that happened. Any other questions or comments? All right, thank you, Zach. We'll move on to the committee report. Brad, I know you all met.
Yes, we met and discussed equipment, and everything is working well. We discussed our problem on 6 Mile, whether we can get in the creek and get the rock out, fill them holes in. I don't know how to go about that. I think we got to get a permit to do it. It'd save us a barrel of money. I know that. I don't know what the answer is, but I know they spent I don't know how many loads they hauled this week down there, but it's going to take several more to the rate we're going to haul them from the quarry. And the loggers, I don't know if we can go after them or not, but I don't know the answer, but we gotta do something, because
Cassidy, that may be a question for you. The road where they're talking about here, it's about, I don't know, probably 500 feet where they pushed the logs. It's 4 or 5 foot long, and the road too. They pushed it all across the road toward the creek, and it's piled up about probably close to as tall as, it's 6, 8 foot, maybe 10 foot tall. So who can we hold the loggers responsible for that? I I hate to even think about that, but we can't let that continue. I mean,
No.
they've got the road in such shape, and
it's been going
They-
on for 3 or 4 years.
they don't want to drag logs except on a day like today. They cut on the good days, and then they drag them out on the muddiest days they can find. Because I guess because it's slick and they can drag easy. I don't know, but they pulled out of there right now. So
Well, I talked to a guy today, said that they were done for a while. I think there's a lot of issues down there that I won't get into, but
and we have put. I just told Zach to go ahead and haul rock out of the quarry. Uh, Jesse, he come by wanting to skip rock out of the creek. The worst thing about it, if we try to get it out of the creek, we can't. I don't think we can get a permit anymore to get it out of the creek.
it's a shame.
But if we get it out of the creek, it needs to come from the hole down there, and it would be so. It would take you an hour a load to haul it, wouldn't it, Bones? I mean, coming from
Yeah,
there, it's so rough. I don't know. We couldn't take it all the way around. We might well buy it at the quarry if we're going all the way around. So we're kind of in a bad spot. How many loads have you already put in there, Zach? 18? Yeah, 18 loads already.
$200 a load, or what? A little less.
So it's going to add up fast, but we got to get it where it's passable. I mean, there were some of them holes as tall as this or deep as this table.
Yeah.
So that's kind of bad. You go through that in your sports car.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Brad,
So-
can you identify the loggers? Do you know, is it a certain
I know,
entity?
I'll
You
tell you,
do?
yeah,
Okay. We'll
yeah.
get together and see what we can come up with.
Yeah. And, well, that's about it for me. We discussed, since we let, James go, is possibility we can hire somebody full-time?
We'll have to talk about that on the budget, look at it, and see if there's room. I'm not sure there's enough room in this budget, but we can look.
Right. Well, okay. That's all I got.
All right. Any questions for the road committee? Okay, we'll move on to permission to bid for a new bushwhacker. Our bushwhacker is giving us trouble all the time. The boom itself is, I think when the boom got damaged so bad is when they had the ditcher on it. And it cracked it all over, and we can't keep it from cracking and separating now. I feel that our best move would be to get another bushwhacker and take the tractor that we have now and take the boom off of it and use it for a bush hogging tractor. And that way we got 2 4-wheel drive bush hogging tractors, which is a whole lot safer. I mean, in some of these places they had to pull that forward out of the 2-wheel drive. It's really dangerous. So I think that would be our way to go. I have talked to Danny Clark. He's got one. It's got 1,300 hours on it. But he's asking $79,000 for it. I looked other places. Craig Miles got some, I think, for 149 or 159,000. And all the way up to 250,000 for them. We can't do that. I do know that, but what I would like to do, if it's okay with you all, would be to bid out for a bushwhacker, just specific to what Danny has over there. And if somebody else would bid on it, it'd be great. But so that we could maybe get that. And then what our intentions would be is trying to run two of those for the next couple of months. If we can keep the old one running that long, I really doubt if it's going to run that long, but keep it running too. And then soon as before spring, we'll take it off so we'll be ready to start bush hogging. So if that's okay with the court, we need to put it out for bids for the new bushwhacker. A motion by Brad, second by Ed. All in favor? All right, we'll put it in the paper for bid. Yeah, okay, yes, the one that we was hoping that would fit will not fit. Aaron went and looked at it. It wouldn't work, and I talked to Danny about that, and he said your problem with so much of that stuff is cylinders, where it's been sitting so long, and any hose, anything like that's going to have to be replaced. He said if you're not careful, you're going to get into as much money as if you had to buy one. So I think this will be the best route for us. All right, we'll move on to planning and zoning, solid waste. Jason?
All right. So last month we had 23 electrical permits, 24 building permits. The next Board of Adjustments meeting will be Monday, November 24th at 6 o'clock here. The next planning and zoning meeting is December the 10th at 6 p.m. in this building. So that's just my monthly report, but I have some other things to go over here. So we're going to do a first reading of ADU text amendment, which is accessory dwelling units. I think I begged Cassidy enough that she's going to read it for me because it's a lot. But so she'll read that, and this is just the first reading.
It hereby ordained by the Henry Fiscal Court, the cities of Eminence, Pleasureville, Smithfield, Newcastle, and Camelsburg, that an ordinance called Zoning Ordinance of Henry County, and being ordinance number, is hereby amended as follows. Accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs, Section 1800, definition. Accessory dwelling unit, a secondary self-contained residential dwelling unit that is located on the same lot as a principal single-family dwelling, and that provides complete independent living facilities for one or more persons. An ADU may either be attached to, within, or detached from the principal dwelling and shall include permanent provisions for living, sleeping, eating, cooking, and sanitation. An ADU is clearly subordinate to the principal dwelling in use and size and shall not separately conveyed, sold, or deeded from the original principal dwelling. ADUs shall comply within all applicable provisions of this ordinance, including but not limited to this article, and shall be only permitted in accordance with the zoning district regulations and conditional use permits herein. Section 1810, Intent and Purpose. The purpose of this section is to establish regulations for the development of the accessory dwelling units, ADUs, within Henry County in order to A. Provide flexible housing options for residents while maintaining neighborhood character, B. Allow for aging in place, caregiver accommodations, and affordable housing opportunities, C. Ensure that ADUs are compatible in size, scale, and appearance with the principal dwelling and surrounding properties. Section 1820. Applicability. ADUs may be permitted as conditional uses in all zoning districts where single-family dwellings are permitted principal use, subject to the requirements herein and approval of the Board of Adjustments. Section 1830. General requirements for all ADUs. A number permitted, no more than one ADU per parcel of land or deed. Section B, separate ownership. An ADU shall not be conveyed, sold, or deeded separately from the principal dwelling. Section C, conformance. All ADUs shall not be permitted on non-conforming parcels or within non-conforming parcel structures. Section D, Owner occupancy. The property owner must occupy the primary residence at the time of application and shall continue to reside in either the primary residence or the ADU thereafter. Section E, water and sewer. All ADUs shall comply with applicable health department regulations for a water supply and sewage disposal. Section 1840, detached ADUs. Section A, minimum lot size. 1, with public sewer, 20,000 square feet. 2, without public sewer, 2 acres. Section B, size, height, and separation. 1, footprint, minimum 400 square feet, maximum 800 square feet. 2, floor area shall not exceed 50% of the above grade living space of the primary residence. 3, bedrooms, maximum of 2. 4, height, not to exceed the number of stories elevations of the primary residence. 5, separation, minimum of 5 feet, maximum 25 feet from the primary residence. Section C, construction standards. 1, new ADUs shall be site built using stick or pole construction and placed on a permanent foundation, such as a basement, crawl space, or slab. Section 2, architectural style, exterior materials, roof pitch, and finishes shall be compatible with the principal dwelling. 3, pre-manufactured structures are prohibited for new unattached ADUs. D, conversion of existing structures, garage or storage building pre-existing as of January 1st, 2025. 1, modified footprint must comply with the size limits. 2, addition of second floor only if the principal dwelling has a second floor, requires plans sealed by a professional engineer. 3, separation from any primary residence, minimum 5 feet, maximum 75 feet. Section E, additional standards. 1, bathroom, maximum of 1, whether full, 3/4, or half. 2, road access shall share the same driveway as the principal dwelling. 3, parking, off-street parking required, no additional curb cuts permitted. 4, setbacks must meet the setbacks as the principal dwelling and shall not be located closer to the street than the principal dwelling. Section 1850, attached ADUs. A, minimum lot size. 1, with public sewer, 20,000 square feet. 2, without public sewer, 2 acres. B, size and height. 1, footprint, minimum 400 square feet, maximum 800 square feet. 2, floor area shall not exceed 50% of the above grade living space of the primary residence. 3, bedrooms, maximum of 2. 4, height, not to exceed the number of stories elevation of the primary residence. C, attached methods. 1, fully attached, common wall and common roof between the principal dwelling and ADU. 2, partially attached. Partially attached, enclosed condition access structure with doors at each end and common roof of walls connecting to the ADU to principal dwelling. D, construction standards. 1, pre-manufactured structures are prohibited. 2, must be constructed on a permanent foundation, basement, crawl space, or slab. 3, architectural style, exterior materials, roof pitch, and finishes must be compatible with the principal dwelling. E, additional standards. 1, bathroom, maximum of 1, whether full, 3/4, or half. 2, road access, shall share the same driveway as the principal dwelling. 3, parking lot, off-street parking required. 4, setbacks, must meet the setback as the principal dwelling and shall not be located closer to the street than the principal dwelling. Section 1860, procedure. A, an application for a conditional use permit shall be filed with the Board of Adjustments, including 1, site plan showing location, setbacks, parking, and access. 2, floor plans and elevations demonstrating compliance with these standards. 3, evidence of compliance with applicable health and utility requirements. B, the Board of Adjustments may impose additional conditions to ensure compatibility with the surrounding properties and compliance with the intent of this section. C, construction of all ADUs shall be completed within 1 year from the date of the approval. Failure to complete within said time frame may result in revocation of the conditional use permit. Section 1870, Enforcement. Failure to maintain compliance with the requirements of this section or conditions imposed by the Board of Adjustments shall constitute a violation of this ordinance and be subject to penalties set forth in Section 220.
Thank you for reading that. So that's the first reading. So next month you all will have the second reading and vote on it, I guess.
Yes, that's just the first reading on that. We really probably just accept that, and then if you see anything that you would want to change, we would have our second reading next month. These accessory dwelling units is getting more and more popular as our population's getting older. So I think it's very important to be able to do this if a family wants to move their, they call them, some people call them mother-in-law suites, but it's whoever needs it. It's very important, I think. So we need a motion. Motion by Danny, second by Carl. All in favor? All right.
All right, so next we have acceptance of the letter of credit for phase 2 of Arbor View. You all should have a copy of it, right?
Did everybody get it?
Okay. Well, either way, if you don't do good, if you don't, it's just we got to accept the letter of credit for the bond for the second phase of Arbor View. The bond was like 909. I got it here. I can tell you exactly. $990,365. The line of credit's for $1 million. So the court has to just accept that. And then I got to file it with the clerk's office.
And I do know, Danny and Roger, y'all know what this is talking about. Same thing you all did with Shane Lane over there. It just proof that if something happens to the road, that they got a line of credit to fix what they need to fix.
Yeah.
So, okay, a motion by Danny, second by Ed. All in favor? All right, motion carries. Thank you. All right, one more thing, Jason.
One more thing and I'll leave you alone. So for the past couple of years, we've been talking to a company called iWorks, which there's other companies, but it's a software to help our office to keep building permits, violations, the inspections, everything more organized. And so like when Matt does inspections now, I don't even know unless I call him if something's been done, but all this will be integrated with our computers and our iPad. And so even if for violations like pictures, it will automatically store it to that case. And so I talked to him last year and just, for the first year's, so they gave us a couple of options, but I'm going with the cheaper one. But the first year's a little expensive, I thought, but after that it's not. And but it wasn't budgeted, so I'd have to get it approved through you guys to do that. But so it's through iWorks, and do y'all have copies of that? I don't know. But the first year is $7,400. Then after that, the year it's $4,500. But this is just a way to try to help us keep more organized, be more efficient, and I feel like we've got better about it, but this would be even better
Well,
than
it's
what we're doing.
a lot like, the fiscal soft that we put in to, for Travis and Amanda on the financial side. It just helps if one thing, with them, one person can punch something in the computer, the other person sees that, it goes from one side to the other, so it all balances. The auditors like it. For yours, it just helped in just keeping things straight and not have to have, you still have a paper trail, but you still can punch it into that computer. Jason can't, but Amy can.
LaGrange uses it. I think Camelsburg even uses it. I mean, there's several people. Even speaking to Matt, who is our inspector for people who don't know, Oldham County has a different one, and LaGrange has this one. And from what they say, this one's better than the one. And I forget the name that Oldham County's using, but this one's supposed to be more user friendly and easier to use. So. But so
basically just subscribing to it.
well, they have to actually
You're gonna get the software download, but you're gonna have to subscribe to stuff's gonna be kept.
just up. So I mean, they're going to do our maps. They're going to do. I mean, so the reason why it's so high the first year is because they got to set it up to ours. Like everybody's different, so it's not just the software out there that you use. They have to make it for you.
So it's completely up to you guys. We don't have it a line item for it. We can probably move some money around without doing a budget amendment, but if we have to, we could do a budget amendment to be able to do it. All right, motion by Brad, second by Kevin. All in favor? All right, motion carries. Thank you.
Jason, just a minute. The last zoning meeting, I'd asked about the comprehensive map, and you guys addressed that at the meeting. One thing that I need for public record is I was advised as magistrate that Cassidy had advised me not to say anything about the zoning map. I was just wondering
In that particular meeting.
the direction that I can participate with this zoning map.
Four magistrates were going to attend, whether it was a quorum or not.
When I asked about if we could just go to that meeting with planning and zoning as magistrates and judge and give our opinions, and you suggested that we didn't do that.
It was a quorum of the fiscal court.
Okay, I was under the impression that that even if I was the only magistrate there, that I could not participate.
No, sir, just that if it was four or more, if it was a discussion, it would be considered a quorum on behalf.
I understand that. I just want to clarify.
Yes.
That may be my fault, Roger, because I was really under that impression too, but so it's, if we had four or more there, so that may be my fault on that then.
So then I guess the next planning and zoning meeting, we're going to discuss, I guess, the goals and objectives of that. I would appreciate if we could get fiscal court members involved in the goals and objectives to the county. Who did them?
Well, so when I came here and started, they were already working on it. So KIPTA is the one who did it. I mean, we paid, I don't know. So that was before I started.
Mm-hmm.
We paid them to do our comprehensive plan. Now, when I figured out or was told that it was even going on, because I didn't know, so we've met with KIPTA. I don't know who all, I know me and Mike, and I don't know who else, but they're, just a small group, but it was done. The only thing I did is I went over to our current maps and saw like things that were zoned one way that wasn't showing on the maps, gave that information to them so they could update that. So really KIPTA is the one that does, and they do a lot of them. I don't know who all's, but they're the ones that actually,
But we've had it in hand for quite a while then.
oh, I mean, yeah, before I started, I mean, yeah. And some of this is my fault, like getting these accepted. I could have done this 2 years ago, but I've been trying to do these maps, and you see how it goes. I was thinking we might get that done the other night. Now it's get this done, make a subcommittee, and I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm trying, but every time I do something, it just lasts that much longer. So I don't know. I
I'll
mean,
get you just a second, Mike. I talked with Felicia today, and she said we can go ahead and pass some of this and then go to the map. So
they have to be accepted by the planning commission first, and then I'll present them to you, the whole thing. So I was thinking you had to do it all at once. So I called her.
she said no.
Well, yeah, so after the meeting the other night, after that, I called her and was asking, and she said, well, you can just do the goals and objectives. Get that, then start working on the maps and,
We need to get it done. I mean,
oh, yeah,
really,
I mean, yeah.
and that's what I told her today, that we need to just, I'd like to see it voted on at least by January. I mean,
And this thing been going on for a long time.
it was, when I come in, it was going on.
You told you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here 3 years now, and I don't know when it started before I got here, but apparently it was, I mean, pretty much done, really, other than the maps and the finalization. But I was doing this job a year when somebody asked me, he said, hey, Jason, how's the comprehensive plan going? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know. So, and I've never done one, so everything I do, I take one step forward and 10 back because I really don't know the whole process.
Mike, you want to come up and say something there? Mike's involved in it, so be good, I think, for him to talk.
Thank you. If I could interject something here, obviously this was before Jason got involved. It was actually before COVID started. Subcommittee started. This was a joint 5 municipalities, county, goals and objectives, and you might need to check some records, but people prior to Jason, I think the goals and objectives were sent to all 5 cities and to the fiscal court. And there were no changes or very minor changes. So you may check your records. The goals and objectives, from what I recall, has already gone to the fiscal court. It's been some time ago. And at the same time, they went to all the cities, and the cities had all approved it, I'm sure, and I think the fiscal court had as well. So you might want to check those records.
Okay, we'll check tomorrow.
Okay, so it has been going on a long time, and Jason sort of came in the middle of it. So thank you.
What I was told too. So even KIPTA was working on this, and apparently they had a great big turnover where all their people left. So even the newer people that came into KIPTA pretty much didn't know where everything was. Now, I don't know that. That's just what I was told by KIPTA.
That's the case. They told me that.
So this is kind of a
So that
rat race.
That being said, this goals and objective years old.
Yes.
It's not current. So we need to bring it current.
Well, so that somebody told me that those were accepted by the fiscal court and the cities. I don't know that. I mean, okay, but I just thought it'd be better to, since it's been a couple years, just do it again. Got new magistrates, we got new. I mean, I knew everything. Everything's new. So I was coming here first, and then if whenever they get approved, I'm going to send them to the cities. I mean, so it's not just you all. I mean, all 5 cities have to do it also. So, and that's why there's subcommittees. Every one of you guys have representation on the planning and zoning, and that's why we do it that way. So I don't know. I mean, if you want to change something, do it, but just going to push it out that much longer. I mean, I feel like I'm starting all over for something that's been going on for years.
Well, we've been pushing for this, and it's nice to get the information that's necessary to complete it. The goals and objective was asked for at the meeting the other night and supplied to the zoning board, so they can make their recommendations and bring it to fiscal court, and we can take a look at it as well to bring it to today's standards.
Well, and so what I hope will do is look at them now. Well, I'll get you the copies. If you don't have copies, I will definitely get you copies. Probably tomorrow, whatever. I mean, we got it, so I'll just email it to you guys. But go over it and then get with whoever you all pick to represent you, so they can do it at Planning Commission. That way we can change it once instead of them maybe changing it, then coming here and you all wanting to change it, and then going to 5 cities and them wanting to change. I mean, there's a lot of changing if there is changes. So that's, I think, would make the flow better. So I'll get them to you tomorrow. I mean, they're not even. It's not the whole comprehensive plan. It's the goals and objectives. So I'll
10 pages.
yeah. So yeah. But so I'll send those out tomorrow. Read them, go over them, and then I suggest whoever is your all's appointee, get with them and let them know what you think, and then we'll go over that at our next meeting and try to get it done and accepted.
All right, sounds good.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Thank you, Jason.
Well, my meetings last about 3 hours, so you're all welcome.
All right, we're moving on to Parks and Fairgrounds. Toby?
Been working, trying to get everything ready for winter. That's all the bathrooms and concessions shut down, water lines blowed out, antifreeze in drains and sinks. Harry Hill gates are now closed. We have the railing completed for the wheelchair ramp, and the handrail goes down on the steps to the fields. We are priming them and painting, trying to get them painted if the weather permits. Also, the Youth League has decided to redo dugouts in field B and C. So Daniel and I have been working to get those tore down so they can start.
All right, any questions, comments for Toby?
Like say a ramp and railing turned out nice out there. It was way overdue.
Yeah, it's a whole lot better.
I remember last year at Raylock Gravity, it was like I was hoping somebody old didn't follow it. So
And we're gonna get rail here, coming in the 4-H building the same way. We're getting ready to put double doors on that end, so a lot of people may not know it, but they hang commodities out today, the day before, the same day as fiscal court. So they're coming in this door and coming through here, and so what we're gonna do is just gonna get it where they can unload and then load right back out of a set of double doors on this end. That's the reason we poured that sidewalk wider. It's level, and so I think it'll be a whole lot better for them too, and then they won't have to be coming through here. Any other questions for Toby? All right, while we're on Parks and Fairgrounds, I will say I talked to Felicia and Jarrett today, and they say there's a grant that we can get. So it opens in March. It's the 50-50. Some of you guys have heard them talk about these meetings, and the federal grant is 50% of it, but the state will match. For Henry County, with us being a low-income county, the state will match that 47%, so we only had to come up with the 3%. So it's say if it's $250,000 project, then we would have to come up with $7,500. So if we can get a new concession stand and bathrooms built for $250,000 and us spend $7,500, I think we definitely need to do that. So I've got Jonathan Hale with Thoroughbred Engineering. They're looking into some plans and to give us some cost estimates, and then we'll get that to Felicia, and she said she'll write the grant for us. And so that's pretty promising if we can get that upgrade, because the bathrooms down there and all that needs, I mean, it's 40 years old. It definitely needs an upgrade. So hopefully that'll work out. All right. Thank you, Toby. Animal Services, Danielle.
We had a pretty decent month this past month. We had 1,400 in adoptions, 1,205 in donations, bringing out the grand total of 2,605 collected. We had currently, at the first of this month, we had 23 dogs currently in our system. We had 39 out, 39 intakes, and 44 total out for the month. Last month, 10 were adoptions, 25 were to rescue, 7 were return to owners, and 2 were others. So we had quite a few dogs in and quite a few out.
All right. Any questions for Danielle? All right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. We move on to Sheriff's Report. Keith.
All right, we responded to 150 calls from KSB Dispatch, 105 into the Sheriff's Office. Had 69 citations, criminal summons, 25 criminal arrests, had 13 warrant arrests, served 109 court papers, transported 1 MIW, had 1 special detail, 81 vehicle inspections, 23 carry concealed license, and 8 drug charge arrests.
The drug charges was up this month, wasn't it?
Yeah, they'll fluctuate because you'll kind of work those and then try to work it as much as you can, and then you'll make some arrests. So needs to go up from there though. There's more than 8 out here.
Yes. Any questions for Keith? All right, we'll move on to first reading of the sheriff's budget.
Okay. Estimated receipts will be $1,037,770.38. Estimated disbursements will be $1,025,173.58, with an estimated excess fees of $12,596.80.
All right, any questions for Keith on that? Usually what we do is just pass it as presented on the first reading and then let the budget committee meet with Keith and Deanne and then come back to second reading if there's any changes. All right, motion by Kevin, second by Carl. All in favor? All right, motion carries. Thank you.
I don't have this on the agenda, but I'm going to pass out some information on the flock camera system.
If you don't know what the flock cameras are, they've put them up in Eminence. The police are using this. I'll let you talk about it a little bit, Keith. You know more about it than I do.
So flock cameras, they read license plate. A lot of misconceptions. They do not do facial recognition on people. We don't spy on people. My goal is, so like I'm working with other cities. I've already started talking with Campbellsburg, Pleasureville, different ones, trying to get the cities to incorporate them into their cities and pay for them. And then once I know what they're going to cover, I can focus on the rural part of the county because I'd like to put some in the Henry County as well. Eminence already has 4. And I read in the paper that Joe wrote the article. I think the one on 55's already read 18,000 license plates since they've been up, and I don't even know if they've been up a month yet. But they're a great tool. We've used them solve crimes from Shelby County. If you've left Henry County, you've went past the flock camera and you just don't know it. They're also good if you have an elderly person, dementia or something. You can enter in their vehicle information and it'll track it. Let us know Louisville or whatever. We can contact the proper authorities. But yeah, this is just some information on it. But what I want to do is instead of me going around trying to go over this with every city council and everything, I'm going to have flock representative and get on the agenda and have them come here and present it. And I'd like to have all the mayors and city councils from all the cities come let you all hear it and them hear it at one time. And any questions you have, you could talk to the representative from Flock. He could answer the question, he or she. So it is a great tool. And like I said, we've used Shelby counties and different ones and solved crimes here in Henry County. But now, if you're not a participant of Flock, you can't get access to the system. So that's kind of where we're at.
And, you know, I think about even our theft at the church when they stole all our metal.
Yeah.
Y'all scrambled around, finally found some
Yeah.
camera footage in Newcastle
Yeah.
to give you an idea which direction they went. And then they got some good camera footage from Camelsburg.
And it's so good that even if you don't have a license plate, but your house gets broken into and your neighbor says, I seen a red truck with a toolbox in the back and it had a green door on the passenger side. You can enter that information and Flock's going to look at that and it's going to pull up vehicles and it gives you leads to start with. You know, if you got license plate, it shows stolen vehicles coming through your area. It'll give us alerts of stolen vehicle. Only law enforcement has access to it. But yeah, it's really good. And just to add to it, we had Ohio State Police was in pursuit of a guy with several felonies warrants. They terminate pursuit at the Kentucky state line down in Cincinnati. Knew he was coming this way. We was on the lookout on 71 for him. Somehow or another, this cat finds his way through, I think it was Franklinton, Josh. Is that right? We get him on a Ring doorbell camera. He stole a steel chainsaw and a steel weed eater. We knew he was headed towards Shelby County or Eminent. So we got on Shelby County's Flock camera. It picked him up at their intersection, Flock, and he got a picture of the steel weed eater, steel chainsaw, his license plate, everything. He got all of that and contacted Bullitt County where he was apprehended. So that's where he was headed. So anyway, they're good. But I'll let them come and do it. I'll put that on the agenda. So I don't know how long. Surely it won't be too long, but there'll probably be a lot of questions, maybe even from the public. So, all right. Any other question?
All right. Thank you.
I know attending the Emmett City Hall meetings, I know they saw several crimes over there using Shelby County cameras. And that's why they went and installed them in their own town because they used their camera. I guess that's the reason why they couldn't use it.
Yeah, we was using them too, and we'd had access, but now they pretty much, it's like any company. They want money. It's a business. They want, you to pay into it to be able to access it. So right as of now, we can't access it. So.
All right. Thank you. Bones, you better go get the chains on the truck, I think. Come up to Mike, Joe.
What he was talking about with the 18,000 cars that thing monitors, it was in 3 days that it monitored 18,471 vehicles. And that was just the first 72 hours.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's getting a lot of them.
Okay. I just wanted to stand by Joe while he corrected me in case I need to shut this mic off.
Yeah. All right, County Clerk, Shanda.
So I was told if I wanted to come back to fiscal court, I needed to bring money. So I'm bringing money. So we have a revolving usage tax account, and when dealerships ask for refunds from the Department of Revenue, they send us a letter, we refund the customer or the dealership, and then we transfer the money back to our general account. Well, during our new transportation system back in the beginning of 24, we found 3 incidents where we didn't transfer the money back. So we actually owe Henry County Fiscal Court an excess fees check for 24 of $4,325.82. So I need to ask Fiscal Court if you guys will accept this.
It's just like our normal excess fees. We had to accept it. Shanda she come to the office and was just going to hand it to us, but we auditors say that we had to accept it in open meeting. So
Yeah, so it's kind of like a bonus.
Danny will take your money. Danny made the motion. Do I have a second? Second by Brad. All in favor? All right, thank you. Motion carries. Thank you, Shanda. And now, next, we move on to the county clerk's 2026 budget, first reading.
Okay, here we go. I need to put on my glasses, sorry. So our revenue we hope to take in during the 2026 calendar year would be $5,812,282. Our disbursements that we will be responsible to pay out will be $5,653,850. So we're estimating our excess fees check to be handed over to Henry County Fiscal Court for 2026 is $158,423. This is an estimate, and in your information I gave you guys earlier before the meeting started, I did hand you a copy of how our current standings are right now currently. So if you want to compare where I got these figures, you can look kind of how we're sitting today. So that's what I based my fees on, and hopefully we'll move forward and be a contributor to the county. Also, I do need to have a first motion reading for our maximum order for deputies and assistants. And I do not want to exceed $265,000 for my deputies and assistants.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry. I thought it wasn't going to rain till we got out, but
okay.
I don't think we have to approve that
I just need to make a motion, first reading.
on the first, yeah. Motion by Ed, second by Kevin, all in favor?
Great.
All right, motion.
Thank you.
And then the budget committee needs to decide when you want to meet. So, if you want to go ahead and figure that, if. Next Tuesday? Will that work for you, Deanne? We're not worried about Keith. Next Tuesday? Mm-hmm. Were you looking for supper? Yes, 4 to 7. How long y'all want to take? Okay, 3:30 for the clerk at my office, and 4 o'clock at my office. Keith, you available next Tuesday at 4 o'clock for the budget meeting? Okay, so 4 o'clock for the sheriff's at my office. All right, thank you. We move on to the ABC report. Ed?
Okay, the first quarter fees for 25-26 have been filed all in. We now have 17 active businesses, and total revenue from alcohol sales to date in Henry County is now $1,022,694.93. So we made the million mark. Have one addition to my written report. We have a new packaged liquor store that's been approved in Pleasureville. Their they're working on getting the building in shape now. It's in pretty bad shape. It's the old Pollard grocery store on the corner there. And I think they're going to go through with it. They're a little concerned about the cost, but as of now, they are. Any questions? And they say the first million's always the hardest million. Yeah, so know that, but I hear that. And a little less than 10 years ago, somebody said, as far as economic development, I've heard some people say it bring millions into the local economy. I seriously doubt that now or 20 years from now. So we're 10 years into this. We already got our first million, so I'd say we're going to expedite to our second million pretty quick. I think this has been a successful venture for Henry County. Thank you. Yes, I do think the second million will be faster, much faster, because the first few years were pretty lean, and we're growing every year. So we're moving along, and as Henry County grows, more businesses, we'll see more and more. Okay, I had to recently revise our ordinance because of, in the last 5 years, the state has backed off of a lot of their rules. A lot of it was through COVID, but even after the COVID years, they've made some changes. It used to be okay for us to have rules above and beyond the state, but the attorneys in Frankfort ABC office determined that it's illegal for us to do that. So I had to take a lot of our rules out. Even rules that they still have, we're not allowed to enforce. So that's what I've got here tonight. I've got a total revision, and Cassidy has kindly agreed to read this for me, and I apologize to everybody because it's really long, but legally it has to be done. So Cassidy, if you'll take over.
Okay, first we'll state the summary of the revisions for the Henry County Liquor Ordinance. Most of these rules changes pertain to the fact that the county does not have the same enforcement power as the state. Some of these rules still exist and will be enforced by the state ABC office, but we as a county cannot require them or enforce them. Example, the selling to underage. Number 1, only the judge executive can appoint the ABC administrator. Number 2, remove the requirement of fingerprinting as a questionable applicant. Number 3, remove the requirement for applicant to make an announcement in the newspaper. Number 4, remove the requirement for a criminal background check for applicant. Number 5, drop the fee for all alcoholic beverage applications from $300 to $100. Number 6, remove a rule pertaining to refunding licenses fees for any reasons other than credit for the regulatory fees. Number 7, remove a rule prohibiting operating a gaming or gambling device. Number 8, remove a rule requiring a review of sales records by a CPA. Number 9, remove all fines for being late on license renewal, regulatory fees, and STAR training certificates, and replace the fines within a 30-day grace period during which no alcoholic beverage activity is allowed, and revocation of license at the end of the grace period with a 2-year waiting period to reapply. Number 10, remove a rule pertaining to how long a business may remain temporarily closed or dormant. Number 11, remove a rule pertaining to the rights of the ABC administrator to inspect the premises or sales records of a license. Number 12, remove a rule requiring a licensee to provide security and lighting for their business. Number 13, remove a rule that prohibits the sale of alcohol within 500 feet of a school or a church. Number 14, remove a rule that prohibits scanner radios on the premises. Number 15, remove a rule that limits the number, type, or size of alcohol signs or any advertising that is allowed at the business. Number 16, remove the rule on selling to underage because the ABC administrator does not have the power to enforce that rule. Only local law enforcement and the state ABC office has that power. The highlights of the Henry County Liquor Ordinance revisions. Number 1, will remove the following requirements for the license applicants. Fingerprinting, announcement in the newspaper, criminal background check, sale of alcohol must be at least 500 feet from a school or church. Lower the price of applications to renewals from 300 to 100. Number 2, will remove the following requirements for licensed businesses. A CPA review of sales records, lighting and security at businesses, limit the number, type, size of alcohol advertising signs, ban on scanner radios on the premises, restriction for length of time a business can remain dormant, restriction of gaming and gambling devices on the premises, restriction of selling alcohol to anyone under 21 years of age, the right of the ABC administrator to inspect records on the premises. Remove all penalty fines for late license renewal fees, regulatory fees, and employee star training certificates. Number 4, add a new penalty for late license renewal fees, regulatory fees, and employee star training certificates. If any of these 3 requirements are not on file at the ABC office by the deadline, the licensee will be given a 30-day grace period, during which all alcohol sales must be stopped. If the requirement is not met at the end of the 30-day grace period, the license will be revoked and the licensee must wait 2 years before they can reapply. I'm only going to read aloud the changes, and I'll highlight those for you who want to follow along in your packet. Beginning in Article 2, licenses. Under the scope, those changes were changed to the judge executive. On page 4, article of application and licenses, the entirety of section A is removed. And I apologize, just above that on page 4, the entirety of section G is completely removed. On page 5, in the same section, the entirety of section E is removed from the existing ordinance. On page 6, under fees pursuant to KRS 243.060, you'll see a change in sections A through G, and following along to the next page 7, H through K, lowering those fees. On the same page, the entirety of refund of license fee and lost or destroyed license are omitted. On page 8, the same temporary closings are removed from the existing. Page 9, under the revocation or suspension section, all of section number 4 and 5 and 6 are removed. Page 11, under the review of license, all of section A is removed. Continuing on to page 2, under the same section, all of section B is removed, and continues on to page 13. And likewise, all of section C is removed. On page 14, under the section of regulatory license fees, description, and reporting, under section C, there's a removal with an addition that states, any such quarterly remittance fees that are not on file with the ABC administrator within 30 days of the last quarter shall be given a 30-day grace period, during of which no alcohol beverage activity can be performed, and if the fees are not paid by the end of the 30-day grace period, the license shall be revoked and the applicant must wait 2 years before they can reapply for a license. Section D is completely removed. On page 15, under dormancy, all of section A, B, and C are removed. Page 16, license renewal. There's an addition to section A that will change the date of expiration to June 30th. An addition under section B, an addition that states any license renewal application fees that are not on file with the ABC administrator by June the 30th shall be given a 30-day grace period, during of which no alcohol beverage activity can be performed. And if the fees are not paid by the end of the 30-day grace period, the license shall be revoked and the applicant must wait 2 years before they can reapply. The remainder of that section is removed. All of the following section C is removed. On page 17, delinquent taxes or fees, that section is removed. Books, records, and reports, both sections A and B are removed. On page 18, all of article conditions, prohibitions, and restrictions are removed. Follows on to page 19 and 20. In article of mandatory responsible beveraging service training on page 21, section E is completely removed and replaced with the following language. Any licensee who has an employee involved in an alcoholic beverage activity who has not completed the STAR training after 90-day grace period shall be given a 30-day additional grace period during which no alcoholic beverage activity can be performed. And if the employee has not completed the training after a 30-day period, the license shall be revoked and the licensee must wait 2 years before reapplying. All of article of signs and advertising, section A is removed, as well as B through F on page 22. Article of implementation of ordinance provisions is removed on page 22. On page 24, all of the article of enforcement is removed. I believe that's all of your changes, correct?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, that was a lot, I know. Are there any questions?
I have one question on page 21 where it says about the STAR training.
Yes.
And then it says during that time no alcoholic beverage activity can be performed. Is that just by that employee or is that for the whole?
As I understand it, it's for the whole business.
Okay.
The state, the state is really getting tough, basically, and I question them on several of these things. I've been spending a lot of emails and phone calls to the state, and their response was always the same. The business does not follow the rules. They don't have a license. It's over. So we're not fining anymore, but we're getting really tough in other ways. And I'm a little worried about it because we have some businesses that always drag their feet. And they're going to have to understand they can't do that anymore.
Yes, for sure. So this is the first reading. We'll have another reading next month, so we just need approval of the first reading. Motion by Carl. Second by Ed. All in favor? All right. Motion carried.
Questions? So I need to ask. So the way I understand it, the state's now telling you that we cannot make any rules that supersede what they say.
Yeah.
Does that apply to the cities as well?
That's correct. What was the last thing?
Does that apply to the cities as well?
That's a good question. I didn't ask that. I assume so. Eminence man sounds like theirs also. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to have to alter theirs as well.
You're right. I should have caught that. I probably should have warned you guys. What happened, to give you a real short history of it, I fined a business for being late twice, $250, and they called the state and complained. And so that's when the state came back to me and said, you can't do that anymore. We used to. We did it for years.
Well, I know they've been showing a big presence here because they got the two places in Eminence. They fined them $3,500 apiece for selling underage, and they spent 2 days during the fair at my place. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. We didn't have any infractions. We didn't even get no letters of reprimand or anything, but they did spend 2 days there. So, which is fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, the state wants me, and I've always done this anyway, but the state now wants me to refer things like that to them.
Yeah.
They don't want me involved. I don't think they really want local law enforcement involved much. They have a team that does all of this.
Yeah, that's some
and that's all right with me. I didn't want to do all that anyway, but it's kind of a power grab. I think they're wanting to control that. And like I said, all I care about is getting the rules followed. How they get followed, I don't care. So I'm all right with all that.
Right. Any other questions? What? Oh, great! I got $1 million bill here that'll go up in my office, and that's the hardest one to get. Yeah. Any other questions? Thanks for being patient with me tonight, and Cassidy, thank you so much for reading that.
Yes, and I know that's a lot of reading, very boring, but it's the law that we have to do it, so, and the rain's not helping us any. All right, we'll move on. Claims and transfers, any questions on those? I'll take it. Motion to approve by Ed, second by Brad. All in favor? All right, motion carries. Okay, public comments, 3 minutes per speaker. Shanda.
Is this on? Okay. So Olivia is in New York, and she would be very disappointed if we didn't tell you that the Henry County Christmas Tractor Parade is scheduled for Sunday, November 23rd at 6:30. So sign up with Olivia online, Facebook, Sunday, November 23rd at 6:30.
Yeah, that's next
Christmas.
Next Sunday night, not this coming Sunday night, Sunday night a week. And it is a good time to be in Eminence. It's exciting to see all the tractors come through. Is it this Sunday? That's right, it's this Sunday. I'm sorry, it's this Sunday coming up. Amy.
Oh, speaking for Olivia, she asked me to say that this Monday at 9 a.m. at the courthouse, the Historical Society will hold its memorial dedication ceremony honoring one of Henry County's World War I veterans, Jewel Hyatt. Refreshments will be provided and everyone is invited to attend. And now, my turn. Next, please update the Public Fiscal Court Facebook page with upcoming dates and agendas of all county commission and committee meetings, as well as a quick synopsis of their outcomes. Post upcoming openings to appointed positions so that eligible people can express their interest. I've been asking for this since May, I think. I believe Brad is the only one who regularly posts anything on his page. Thank you for that. But last month, the fiscal court page posted an ad for local business with the comment, "We were asked to share this grand reopening." This is our local government info page. Please do better for the people who are going to elect you next year. And regarding that election, most of you have filed your reelection papers and others are here tonight, are also running. The people of Henry County need to know what the vision of each candidate is for the future and what your plan is to get us there. We have incredibly talented and resourceful people in this county, plus rural beauty and commercial potential near our interstates and in our incorporated cities, but we have critical issues and questions that should be addressed. We need to know how you will lead us if elected. Lack of housing, lack of economic growth, lack of substance use treatment facility, lack of affordable child care. The need for innovation in the crisis with our elderly and our veterans, in animal welfare, and with regard to drug-related crime. These are not issues magistrates or the judge can tackle alone, but they must be addressed in cooperation with other stakeholders before they damage our community any further. Please communicate with your community how you are going to be the leaders we need you to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? All right, any court comment?
Say with the, with the parks pretty much shutting down and stuff, we're just going to cancel our December pay meeting. We will not need it. We'll save our time for March when the parks get ready to fall back up. Our parks committee meeting.
Okay, parks committee will be canceled for December. All right, any other court comment? Take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Ed, Second by Brad. All in favor? Thank you.